Welcome to the rut, Todd. Is this when, what do they call this? I call it deer-pression. This is when you get deer-pressed if you haven't shot one yet. And you're like, everything seems to be going in fast forward motion. The days are just like, every minute you're not in the woods, you're just like, oh my God, it's happening. It's passing me by.
It is, but I will say, you know, my one buddy Alex always says to me that the late season can be some of the best hunting. What?
Yeah, if you have a bunch of food.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to ease tensions here. Yes, there's no question about it. I think Justin says it right. I mean, it's November right now, and it's like you're literally sitting there looking in the mirror going like, dude, where did October go? Like I'm sitting here going like, how in the heck did October just go like that? I mean, it was so weird this year from a hunting perspective because we just went from what I felt was like summer. You know, like October was so warm. We had a couple of good, I feel like
looking
hunting,
at the forecast, there's like nothing under
exciting.
Well, like under freezing, I guess, below freezing. I mean, I was talking with somebody about this the other day. Normally, we have a couple of those like mid to high 20 mornings in late October.
Yes.
You know, 28 degree, 29 degree, 26. Like we've barely had frost.
I know.
Maybe 3 times in October.
I know.
And they were like iffy.
I ordered hand warmers.
I
ordered hand warmers, and they're like, they won't get here till the 18th. I'm like, well, that's fine because it's not even.
I still use my hand warmers. I'm a sissy. If it's under like 50 degrees, I'm probably using hand warmers.
How about heated?
I haven't used any. I don't think of my heated apparel.
Let's talk about heated apparel here in a few minutes because I think that's a kind of a cool topic. But
like our forecast goes out to the 13th of November. There is not one low.
I know
that is below freezing.
Listen, Justin,
through mid-November.
Listen,
that's crazy.
This is something that I started doing this year to try to help me plan more accordingly my hunts. Okay. You know, sometimes what I do is I look at the weather and I'm not looking enough at the extended forecast. I'm just kind of looking at like, okay, I'm going to hunt this weekend, right? Or I'm going to hunt the next couple of days. I look at those couple of days. What I've been doing now is I take a piece of paper and I just do it old school, man, just old school. I just got a piece of paper and I write down like what the extended forecast looks like. So in my brain, I can kind of plan the different stands that I want to hunt. Because sometimes I just get so narrowly focused where I want to think like, okay, wait a minute. If I know I set that stand for a west wind, and it truly is the best for a west wind. I don't want to cheat it. I don't want to be on there southwest. And I know some people are like, oh, southwest is west. But that's not 100% true if you're hunting certain spots. So I lay this out on a piece of paper now. So I can kind of plan ahead. Like I want to go here, 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 and here. Listen, I can still make changes. You're giving me this weird look. But I'm telling you, for me, it helps. Because I can kind of like plan
clearly it's helped.
I have a.
That's why neither one of us have killed anything.
Listen, I could have.
It's working. The plan's working.
I could have killed plenty of deer. You guys have watched me long enough on the show to know that I'm not just sitting out there twiddle thumb, doinking around.
That's what I do.
Okay,
that's why we work so well together.
I'm just saying. I passed a really great buck, and dude, it figures I pass him. I go out to a whole new set, farther away from where I saw him the first time. And who shows up? We had Nick out this weekend, our photographer guy. He helps us shoot a lot of nice photos, Nick Kravitz. And dude, I'm telling him, like, listen, all 2 of the bucks that I want to shoot have been by the stand in daytime hours. They have daylighted on this new set. I call it the triple stand. It's great for a southeast. Dude, how many southeast winds did I have when he was in town here? Like 2 and a half days. It was terrible. Yeah. I got nothing. So we went and hung a stand for a southeast wind. I'm like, this one will work for a southeast wind. Sure enough, we went there. We hunted it. This nice buck comes out. We see the antlers down in the honeysuckle. I'm like, oh shoot, that's a shooter. And it's of course the buck I already passed. And he comes out, gives us a perfect shot, and probably went to the neighbors and got shot, even though I'm passing him. So, and then I had a really big buck come in, but unfortunately it was just too far away. So listen, I am seeing deer. It's working just fine. You don't have to trash me. And my idea, you're trashing me. Don't trash me. It's not necessary. And I think it works because This
is called ball busting, Todd. This is what guys do.
I know, but I don't
dude
like
friends,
it.
you would know.
I guess I don't have enough dude friends, but yes, there's no doubt you can start getting very sensitive this time of the year when you're seeing Instagram, you're seeing social media, you're seeing your friends drop deer.
Deer-pression is
real. I mean, listen, Ralph Cianciarello, good friend of ours. You know, we've done business with these guys in the past. They're friends for many years. And we were just talking about this earlier. You know, he hunts near my farm, and he rolls into town. You know, from Colorado. And these guys are killers, man. They're good hunters.
Yeah.
Listen, they're great. They're great. You know, quite frankly, I wish they didn't hunt there. No, I'm just. I'd rather have people that aren't as good at hunting. They're good. They're good at what they do. I love them to death. And listen, I'm glad that they got this deer. I had one video of this deer, and I showed you the video. And the video is he's quartering away in the video. I'll give it to you, Brandon. And it's one of those nighttime IR shots, and just how deceiving IR shots can be. And I honestly, I didn't even really record the deer, Justin, as like, oh, whoa. That, you know what,
he doesn't look all that impressive in that angle, which is interesting because normally they almost look bigger from the back, like usually when they're kind of walking away, but he was just at that right angle where like you could tell it's a nice deer, but you're not taking note like, oh man, that one's going on the list. It was like, oh, dude, this is kind of an
and
okay
he
deer.
deserves to be on the list.
Yeah, based on Justin, Ralph's trophy photos, hell yeah.
And come on, Ralph, you could have sent me a text message. I had to hear it from Justin.
I had to see it on Facebook.
Yeah, come on. And Justin had another Facebook encounter too.
This is how you found out that all the deer we're chasing are dead. You just go on Facebook.
And I'll give you the picture too, Brandon, of the nice buck that he got. It's a great buck. And like I said, hey, listen, I mean, it's a great buck. So I hope they got to get home soon to Colorado. I'm going to have like the Colorado police call and be like, hey, listen, I think there's an emergency at your house and you guys got to get home. But IR shots can be super deceiving.
IR pictures definitely seem to make bucks look smaller.
Yes.
It's kind of always been my policy. Like, if he looks good in an IR video or picture, like, he's a good deer. I don't know. What do you think it is about?
I will pay closer attention to my IR photo because I'm telling you, that deer there, I was seriously.
But I feel like it's a consensus where everybody kind of agrees that like IR pictures of deer just don't necessarily do them justice. I don't know either.
But it's also like when a buck is going away, they always look so much bigger, right? Like,
correct. Yeah. It's all about the angle.
I got that one that I passed in the video that I sent you was when he's below the stand, he's like going away, and you're like looking at that deer going, whoa, that thing's like a 160. Like that thing looked big.
Sure.
When he was standing there going away from me, everyone's like, you're nuts. I'm like, no. Look at the trail camera photos, man. He's just not what I want. He's not what I want.
Maybe the trail camera photos don't make him look as big as he is.
No, I've seen it with my own eyes multiple times, dude. So anyhow, IR photos, don't
let's keep
those.
Talking about trail cameras.
I thought you were going to say social media, but I'm glad.
No, trail cameras in IR, because I want to talk about what we were just discussing before we started recording, which is the flashback camera. So going into this year,
look at that right now,
when GSM was like, hey, Stealth Cam's coming out with a new like white flash camera, I was somebody that totally shit on that idea.
You did, dude. Totally.
I was like, what are we going?
Dude, look at this photo.
I'm like, are we going back to like the 90s again?
No.
When we were like spooking deer with these flashes and everything.
I don't care.
I'm sure there's some deer that care, but let me tell you, here's my thing. Let me ask you this. Have you been in front of your flashback when it goes off?
Dude, it's so quick that you're kind of like.
Well, you know what the difference is between this and what we used to have is there's no noise. There's no pop. No. You know how a white flash used to have that pop to it, that sound? I remember
with the cam trackers.
You just with any like bulb flash.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Now that these are LED, like xenon LEDs or whatever they are, they're silent.
It's awesome.
And I feel like, who's calling me? Oh boy.
Who's that?
Somebody we need to talk to later. But in any case, I feel like it was more the sound that was getting the deer's attention than the white flash. Because I will tell you, I have not had a single deer
freak out,
look at the camera, run from the camera, even coyotes who are scared of everything. I'm getting multiple coyote pictures in front of my flashbacks.
I had a coyote come in. I was full draw with Nick over my shoulder, man. We were just getting ready. I wasn't going to shoot it because we didn't want to script this deer, but I was so tempted. Dude, that thing, I mean, I don't know what it smelled or what it got
dude,
a whiff
they don't
of.
stick around.
Man.
They're hard. You know, it's when I was younger, I shot a lot of coyotes with my bow, and I don't know. Like I was just used to think it was easy. Now, oh my god, I can't kill one to save my life. And I usually get a couple in bow range every year. I haven't this year. In fact, I haven't really even seen many this year. But back to the flashback.
Yeah, stay on the flashback.
Awesome camera. And like you and I were both saying, the quality of the photos from that thing, like not just the nighttime color,
awesome.
but the daytime images
Awesome.
rivals any trail camera I've ever owned.
Yes.
There's not even a question about it.
I agree 100%.
I wish I had more of it. I only have one. And I'm like, I kind of wish I had a couple more.
There's no question. Don't get hung up on this flash thing. Because I'm telling you right now, like Justin said, they don't make any noise. The camera.
I really do think that's the difference between like when we used to think white flash scared an animal.
It might be.
I think it was the noise coming from that flash popping.
It might be.
Versus the actual light itself.
I only have 2 of them out, and they're awesome.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
Been super happy.
I can't believe how fast they regenerate that flash. I mean, how the images are. I love it. I love it. I agree with you.
It doesn't do video, right? Obviously.
I want more.
It doesn't do video is the only knock, I would say. I wish there was a way that they could make it do videos in daylight and then go to photos at night. Yeah. That would be pretty sweet.
We'll have to talk to them about that. But I'm looking at these pictures right now, and
they're amazing. They're incredible.
They're great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're awesome.
Yeah, and you realize how much you miss a full color nighttime image, like a good one of a big buck.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Tyler Rector keeps sending those ones to our group.
Make sure, you got to make sure Brandon gets those.
Tyler
those
Rector,
awesome.
well, you got him in the group chat, the Bowhunter Die group chat.
Yeah.
Like the pictures that Rector is sending,
dude,
are amazing. But they also they make me self-conscious. Because like he's got so many giant bucks and and then it's like, here's my contribution, 130 if I'm lucky. Tyler's like every day 160s, 170s. Let's here you go. Check out this awesome photo of a monster buck working a scrape.
You shooting this one?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably a 3-year-old.
He just showed up daytime. New stand that I hung.
I don't know. I mean, it depends. I think if I'm at that point where if a
whoa. What's at the
we've
point?
Talked about this. Like if it's a deer I know is 3 and I know I want to pass and he shows up, I'm not going to shoot him. If I'm just sitting there and a random ass buck shows up and I'm like, I don't know who the hell this deer is, I'm probably going to shoot it because he's probably not sticking around anyways. And if he ends up being 3 or 2, it is what it is. My buddy Mike claims he saw a 170-inch 3-year-old the other night. Absolute giant. Swears it was a 3-year-old.
Wow.
Swears. Got to watch it for several minutes.
That's cool.
So
that's exciting.
That's a hell of. I mean, if that's
exciting.
True, that's a big deer.
Well, dude,
it wasn't.
Mike's
a smart guy.
Mike's dude. I would trust Mike 100% of the time. You wouldn't trust Mike 100% of the time. I mean, okay, so
170-inch 3-year-old.
Okay, fine, but you know what you and I have always said. If you think you scored a deer, just subtract 10 inches. Even if you subtract 10 inches, you got a 160-inch freaking deer out there to chase. Dude, are you kidding me? You're all in. You're all in.
Unfortunately, he was on a farm where they were not allowed to shoot that deer.
Excuse me? Oh.
They had some parameters.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He saw a giant buck.
Yeah,
it's good to know that there's still some giant bucks around. One. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. I went crazy the other day. It poured down the rain yesterday, and I literally took 8 cameras, and I deployed 8 cameras on 60 acres. I just went for it. I covered almost every single trail I could find. I need to learn how these guys are traveling through this piece of property. I needed to know, and I've gotten away from that. And then the problem is just, you can't. I mean, you can only own so many cell. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you can only have so many cellular subscriptions before even Sony is going to be like, what in the, you can only have so many cellular bill coming in. So I just went old school. I put like 8 cameras out, and I just covered this whole area because I have got to get more south stands. I'm dying. I have way too many north and northwest stands. It's stupid.
My issue that I've run into now is when my kid wants to go hunting and it's like a southeast wind.
Dude.
And I'm like, well, there's one good spot for a southeast wind, but there's two of us.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, I guess you go there.
And you got the saddle gear.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'll go saddle somewhere. But dude, the saddle thing I love for mobility, but for around here it's so thick. Dude, you can't just like walk around and pop up in a tree and expect to shoot something.
No, you see guys.
You better bring a
some of the
chainsaw.
Public land where there's just more open ground where you just pick any tree and find a good little pinch or something.
Yeah,
Shoot,
yeah.
The honeysuckle around
oh
here
my
and the
God.
buckthorn makes it super complicated. And I'll tell you the other thing, dude. I look like I've been in a fight. I mean, this stupid
Multiflora rose.
No, it's that, and it's was it prickly ash? Dude, the stuff's bad, man. You get these in there and they get infected. Feel that.
I'm good.
I
mean, I have a little wound there. I hit myself when I was rattling with my antlers the other day. Get myself.
Did you get it on the 360? Did you go like, ow, when it happened?
No, because it's like when it happens, like, I was in the middle of my rattling session.
You
I
can't
couldn't
stop.
now. I was like a UFC fighter at a fight. Dude,
How often are you rattling? I tell you what, the other day, me and Nick were sitting there. I do like to rattle, but I really do consider myself a conservative rattler.
Why?
I don't know, because I just don't, because it's not often that I truly have been in the woods, dude, where I have seen like the mega just UFC fight of all fights. Like, I know they happen, but it's not that I've witnessed this that often when I've been in the tree stand. So we were sitting there on my one farm, and dude, all of a sudden it was like, I mean, dude, it was all out, full blown. Someone was just hammering them, and I texted my one buddy. I'm like, are we rattling to each other? Because I did like a smaller, less sequence.
Oh, so it was the neighbor you heard.
Yes. And then he couldn't have been more than, I guess 250 yards away, 200 yards if I had to guess. And he was just, I mean, I was like, when you hear it, I'm like, ooh, boy. That really
but you're a
fake.
person. You're not a
maybe. But I was like, God, that
deer.
That
A deer is like, oh, dude, let's go. Let's fight.
Let's go. Well, let me tell you something. I rattled and he rattled and nothing came. So maybe they all went to him.
On nights when I rattle, or mornings, whatever, and days when I rattle a lot, like every 15 or 20 minutes.
Wow.
Like, why not?
Do you like AM or PM better?
I don't think it matters.
I like AM better.
As soon as it's light, I just let's go.
Okay. I like
Because, I mean, here's my thought behind it. My sphere of how far away a deer is.
You okay over there, Brandon? Doing some calisthenics or what's going on back there?
Little stretching.
He's tired, Todd. He's tired. We're boring him. So a deer has to be within my sphere, circle, whatever, in order to hear me rattle and become interested and come in, right? When you watch deer, how often are they just sitting in the same spot for 20 minutes? Pretty rare. They're moving unless they're bedded down somewhere, right? They're moving around. They're here and they're gone. They're here and they're gone.
Yes,
So
I agree.
I've always kind of felt like every 15 or 20 minutes, that's an opportunity for a new deer to be inside of my sphere, right? If I rattled and there was nothing in there or nothing interested, 20 minutes later, any deer that were probably within there probably aren't within that sphere anymore. They're probably off somewhere else or whatever. Or like if they're not interested, I don't think me rattling more makes them less interested.
Have you ever just rattled when you had does around you just to see what they would do?
No.
No? Okay.
I just feel like that's a recipe to get busted. No? I just look up and they're like, hey, there's a dude up there.
No, I've tried it before. I've done it, when they've been close by. And
Why?
I've done it just to see what's going to happen.
And
just
what
to
happened?
kind of learn.
Well,
Just to learn. They freak out. But you got to learn. Like, you got to try. Listen, it's like what you said with your son, like when he was grunting the other day or whatever.
He was snort wheezing.
Like at some point, you're like, listen, if you don't try things, you can't learn. Like it's just the way it is.
The next time he goes out, I'm going to give him some rattling antlers. And
Yeah, you got to do this. What makes it fun. All right.
Get busy with it. He was mad at me. He wanted to shoot a doe this weekend. He had some does right in front of him. And one of them was this double throat patch doe that we think has been out there for, dude, I don't know if it's the same one that's been there since we started hunting there like 8 years ago. But I mean, it's very noticeable.
Oh, is it big? It's like a big doe?
Oh yeah, and she's big. And he was like, and I had told him before we went out, we're not shooting does tonight. It was Saturday night. We had to go pick up my little guy. I was at my mom's house when we were done hunting. And I was like,
work.
And dude, we were as far from the truck as you could get. Like like that tree stand
Was
was
he
literally
texting
as
you?
far.
Dad.
Yes,
Are you
he's
sure?
like, Dad, it's the double throat patch. Can I shoot her? Please. He said, please. My son never says please ever. Like that word doesn't exist in his vocabulary.
Oh, let's see it. Did he send you a photo of it?
Yeah, he sent me a photo of her. Hold on, let me find this.
That's great.
He sent me a whole bunch of pictures.
Holy moly, that's
Here,
a lot of
here,
texting
here.
going on.
So he says, there's double throat patch doe in front of me. Can I shoot her? I said, no does, sorry. It's the double throat patch. I said, no, we aren't messing around with those tonight. Then he sends me the picture of her, and dude, she's right broadside in the thing.
Did you get anything after
And he's
that?
like 25 yards. I said, there's nothing here. Do you think it's the old one? I said, I don't know. Hard to tell. 15 yards. It's perfect. I'm about to get busted. Please. And dude, I felt so bad telling him no, but I was like, dude.
There's days when you want to mess with, and there's days that you don't.
I just did not want to dink around with it.
don't
And I
blame
knew we
you.
were going to hunt there the next morning. I was like, I do not want to be in here all night messing with this doe. Like, sorry, dude. Like, maybe another time in another spot. Like, there'll be chances. Just chill.
All right, so Justin, your experience. It's what is it? I don't even want to look at the date. I take my
4th?
glasses off.
4th.
November the 4th. What are you thinking for this week? Are you going hunting at all? What are you doing? Wednesday, Tuesday. The rain finally gets out of here. Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
I
It's
don't
so
know.
nasty tomorrow.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Well,
My kids all have sporting things and whatnot this week, plus with the weather. So maybe Thursday, maybe.
well,
I'd like to say Wednesday afternoon because I think it's going to be good. I mean, anytime's good right now. Anytime you can be out, it's going to be good.
this
right
is
now.
a good time to be
And
out.
after this
It
weather
is.
breaks, this is kind of what we just saw on, what was it, Friday when everybody killed their deer. It was like we had that. We had a couple.
elaborated that a little bit. I mean,
Well, I think
our
we
team
had 4 guys on our team that all killed bucks Friday morning.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it was just like buck down, buck down. But like every time I turned around, guys were shooting deer.
And I got busted.
And you got busted. And then I know Tyler Barron was really close. Like
Mm-hmm.
we almost had, 5 or 6 guys kill deer. Friday was the day. But if you look at the weather leading into Friday, it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 80 degrees, super windy, south winds.
86. Me and Nick were dying the one day.
And then all of a sudden, that weather moved out and the temperature dropped and the winds calmed down. And Friday morning, like Friday was the day, dude. Friday and Saturday were killing days. There is
know.
zero question about it. Our buddy Scott Abbott killed a good one out in Iowa. He's with Matt Millard out in Iowa.
Oh,
His
cool.
first sit in Iowa public land. He killed a freaking dandy deer. I think he scouted for like 2 days or a day and a half. And then his very first sit, an hour and a half, killed a buck.
Yeah, I had that one, like I said, come by me that I passed the one time. He came by a second time, and then I got busted by that big one, unfortunately, at 42 yards. Those were 2 good days. It happens. But
What's your plan?
there is
Go
only
hunting.
one plan.
Be in a tree.
But I'm telling you, I'm looking at that extended forecast, and
I don't even
I've
care.
never
Like,
seen so many south winds, dude. I don't.
Yeah.
What were you getting ready to say? You
Well,
don't care
I don't
about
think
the wind?
well, the wind direction can kind of suck if there's certain stands you want to hunt that you can't hunt. Like I have a couple like north and northwest wind spots that I'm just like,
Yeah, I just
chomping
can't
at the
have
bit
the
to get
scent
to.
going in certain. I mean, like, I realize they can come from any direction. I get it. And sometimes hunting a stand on a wind that you think is good may not always be the best time to hunt that spot, right?
Sure.
So yes, I think you can learn. I think if you're going to throw any caution into the wind now, you kind of throw all that out the window. Just kind of go for it because it is the time of year where it can kind of happen from any different direction. But there's just a couple of spots where, man, I don't know. I still feel like the wind is very critical, especially when you're hunting some of these ridge tops and stuff where it's like, I really know the deer are coming from this way. And I guess they can come from the other direction, but then that's my entry point. I don't know. I need a few more. I need more south and southeast stuff.
I got to imagine after this weather moves out that we're going to have some south winds,
Dude,
right?
I'm telling you, look ahead. I told you, write it down. I've been writing it down. There's just a lot of south. I don't know that we need to do this right now. There's just a lot of
No,
south.
there's not, dude.
Dude,
Wednesday,
I looked
Thursday,
at the 10-day. Not Wednesday,
Friday.
Thursday. And then look and watch what happens.
Then the weekend we get storms moving through, so we get these east winds again.
Brandon, did I just not say that? Did I just not say that Wednesday and Thursday look good, and then we get back into these crappy wins again?
Friday looks good too. Just
So, got to pick wisely. Got to get out there and
Friday
hunt.
will be killing days. But
Yes.
I mean, you could say that every year. November 6th, 7th, 8th.
No, I know.
Like, of course.
I know.
And the
You're right.
weather's going to be good. Mid-50s, down into the 30s at night. Like, that's comfortable. You're not freezing to death.
Heated equipment. I mentioned we were going to talk about heated equipment, and we're going to keep this one short today because we got to film a Bowhunt or Die episode where Troy shoots another one of my deer.
Yes,
Thanks,
we
Troy.
already talked about that.
You're a loser.
Damn,
so
rough crowd.
That's all right.
Heated gear.
So, what's your favorite heated piece to wear?
A vest, I guess. I mean, that we're talking about. Although I have a heated hand muff, but I haven't.
Have you done heated socks?
No.
I bought a pair last year, and I just wasn't very happy with them. But then my buddy sent me a link. Dude, this is these hokey-looking socks from Amazon, man. And they got like a picture of a deer on them. We'll put the link in the bottom. I bought them. I was a sucker and just went ahead and tried them. I haven't got them yet. But he swears that these are the best heated socks that he's ever owned, ever bought. They work flawlessly. So I guess you'll have to wait to get an update from me after I actually try them. But
Okay.
heated vest all the way, baby. I mean,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
ScentLock heated vest with that 10,000 battery. What is that? 10,000 amps, milliamps or
Is it
something.
milliamps?
I mean, dude,
MAH?
that thing will last a whole day, I feel like, and it's awesome. I mean, and it was so cool about it is you can just wear less clothes. You don't feel like the dang kid from the Christmas Story.
That's what I've always
you know,
said
like-
about heated gear. Yeah, you can kind of get away with like one less layer, I feel
so
like.
nice.
So my preferred system so far this year, and we've had some temperatures down into the low 30s.
Yes.
If it's not too windy, dude, my system all day, every day, merino wool pants,
Yes,
Voyage bibs,
those are nice. Super
merino wool base layer.
Yes.
The hooded one, the new hooded one that ScentLock has. Heated vest,
quiet. That's my go-to. Yeah,
and then Voyage jacket on the top. Dude, that's all I need. It's perfect.
I like the jacket that's a little bit less than the Voyage. It's just a little less bulk. I like a little bit more. I can't
The
think
Voyage
of
is not
Is it the
bulky.
Reactor?
The Reactor's kind of the puffy.
Yeah, I just kind of like the puffy one. That's what I've been wearing. But yeah, you can't go wrong. That heated
That Reactor's nice because it is windproof.
I like
That's the
it.
one thing it has on
like
the
it.
Voyage.
That's
But
what
see,
I've been
dude, if
wearing.
it's windy and nasty out, which suit you probably don't have, the Paradigm. I don't know if you have
Did
that
you buy one of those?
It came out like last year. I think
bought
it came
one?
out. Yeah.
You sneaky little.
The Paradigm.
The only
suit.
time we do these photo shoots, the only time I really am like able to get an inside look at Justin's gear is when he shows up with his truck. Like I love when he walks away from his truck. I always go over and just like sneak around your
Oh,
truck.
like I've got anything special that you.
Dude, you always got some gizmo that you found from some dude. Dude, don't even start with me. You had the freaking little hinge thing that goes for your waist with the saddle. That was cool.
Everybody who saddle hunts knows about
Well,
the
I didn't know about it, and you think
hip
you think
pinch
Justin would be
eliminator
cool and would
from
tell me
Genesis
about that.
3D printing.
All right, well, I don't have that, so it looks
Genesis
pretty cool.
3D printing, like, give that dude some mad props. He makes awesome stuff. Very innovative.
What did I buy from him? I bought you turned me on the thing that holds my
those,
one sticks.
Those clips that hold your sticks together. Yeah.
That's nice. Those are handy.
Yeah.
That's super
I
handy.
bought the like rope organizers from him too. Got that hip pinch eliminator. He does make that like pad that mounts against the tree that you can kneel into, so you don't have to wear knee pads. I just haven't used it yet. I haven't been on a lot of long saddle hunts yet.
I have to wear knee pads. I got to wear the knee pads. So
you should get that thing because I did. I tried
you
it,
know
but I
what
haven't
did,
hunted
dude?
with it.
I'm sure it's good, but I mean, God, it's
Did you
one
use the
more thing
condition?
to carry, huh?
To use the cushion.
No, dude, I
the
bought
condition?
a pair of one of my pants that you always make fun of that I wear has the knee pad slots, so it's great. The Carhartt, actually, they're Carhartts, and they have their work pants, and they just got a little Velcro thing. You and then you just slide the pads right in there. That way, you walk with them on. I don't have to have another thing in my backpack, and they're not built in. You can take them out if you don't like them.
Sure.
And they're
Yeah, I
they're-
mean,
they're
ScentLock's
perfect.
got those in their saddle hunter suit too.
Okay, I didn't know that.
The thing is, I just like the bibs. I like bibs.
I
I'm a
get
bib
it.
guy.
I get it. Listen, when you do put bibs on, especially when
Dude,
they got a double zipper, which the Voyage pants does.
Yeah, the
you gotta have
bibs
the
with
double
like
zipper
the
to go to the
merino
bathroom.
wool And then the heated vest over that.
That's all you need.
And like without a coat.
Done.
It's freaking money.
Sold.
I love it.
And it's quiet.
And it's quiet. That's key.
I cannot stand noise. I am a
The
noise
Paradigm
freak.
is a little, I don't want to say noisy. It's got a little bit more than the Voyage in the forefront and stuff have, but that's by design. It's got a windproof kind of water resistant layer in it, so you're always going to have that, but it's designed to be used on days when it's windy and crappy, so like so it doesn't matter. But like the Paradigm, like we've had a lot of windy days, dude.
Dude,
like,
speaking of
pretty
wind,
windy days.
Oh my gosh.
That Paradigm, dude, is where it's at.
Me and Nick went to a stupid stand. That is 2 mistakes I made this year that I am not making again.
Okay.
If it's over 20, I'm not on a ridge top anymore.
Yeah.
That is such
dumb.
well, dude. I just feel it's just the wind's perfect, and I just wanted to hunt that stand. Oh, was it miserable?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Man, there was one time
Those
when
are the
it
days
gusted.
when you either jump into a bottom or you get into a blind somewhere.
I know. Yeah, man, we had one gust where I think Nick almost had a heart attack, and I dang near had a heart attack. I mean, it was not.
I wonder
smart.
if anybody's ever been in a tree when the tree's fallen over from the wind. Because I often think about
that. I always think about that. That's not even funny.
Like if this tree goes down, do I just go
You
with
got to
it?
unclip, man. You got to like jump at the last second.
You think so? Yeah, that's kind of always my plan. Tuck and roll.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, that you think about like.
But I think as soon as the tree starts to fall, I'm going out.
Dude, that'd be horrible.
It was
Because
gonna
like you
dump
might
you out.
swing and it might fall on you.
That would be.
You got to be able to get
that'd
your
be
clip
a shitty
out.
way to go.
I know. It's such a. I just hung. I yesterday in the rain. I told you I went wacko and I hung a stand too. I moved a stand that I just totally have given up on, and it's where I need to be. But I've been watching what these does have been doing, and I got to just reconfigure. It's amazing how far these doe want to go around before they enter. And I don't know if they just feel vulnerable there. So I have no idea why they're doing this, but I took the stand down. I moved it, and I got the whole stand hung. And I started taking a closer look. And I realized, I think the tree's dead. It was not a very smart decision. So I decided I'm hunting it there Wednesday morning. I'm going to that stand Wednesday morning.
I mean, a dead tree can be there for years before
I know, but it's
out.
not a very intelligent thing to do. I mean,
The problem is sometimes like when the bark starts to get loose and fall off, that's annoying.
only the one limb's doing that, not the main trunk that I'm on. So that one's not looking so good. I'm going to go for it. Wednesday morning. I'm going to that stand.
I've had stands and
made my
trees
mind
that
up.
like where I've gotten there and I'm like, oh, the tree died at some point. You know, but in my
Brandon, what do you
mind,
think
it's
about
like,
that?
it's
Go
freshly
sit
dead.
in a dead tree. That's got to be one of the dumbest things that.
Well, think about all the wind that it just withstood. We had some massive wind. Like, dude, if it withstood that, it's good. It's
pushed it
structural
to the edge.
integrity.
No, it's right at the breaking point. The wind just put it there.
Dude,
And you're going to climb up it.
You're
And
gonna be the last straw that breaks the camel's back.
Well, think about it. How about when
don't
you've been
like
out
thinking
putting
that
out
way.
trail cameras, you're just hunting, you're just sitting, and all of a sudden you just hear that crack,
oh, yeah.
and then you just
something just goes.
and it just goes. You're just like, how much time would we really have to react if we were in that tree when that happened? I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to unclip quick enough. I mean, I have a feeling I'd be taken down.
Yeah, but even though what I'm saying is, let's say you heard it crack and it started to kind of sway and you were like, this is it. And you unclipped.
You got to
As
hold
soon
for
as
as long as
but
you
as
get-
soon as it starts going, you're going to just dump off your stand or your platform. It's going to dump you off well before it's down to the ground.
I don't know how I got on this on Instagram, but I'm on this chainsawing. Are you on any of these?
I see them like come through my feed. The
Dude,
algorithms
where
got
the
me.
guys are like they're like
Yeah. And
all
then
of a
they're
sudden,
walking
like,
around it.
and dude that breaks and then you like see it swing and they're like a rag doll up in the tree. Dude, I don't know. I think if you stayed attached, you got to unattach and you got to be ready to jump. That's all I'm saying. That's how we're ending this episode. You better, if you hear the crack, you got to.
I wonder if any of this
as
ever
quickly
happened
as
to
possible.
anybody. Or
if you've ever had this
are
happen,
we the
comment
only
below.
two idiots that think about this?
There's no way.
when
I've
we're
thought
in a
about this
tree?
all the time.
For
Especially on
years.
those windy days, dude, where you get those ones where you're like, you reach back to hold
You know
on
what?
to the tree.
I think that we like to think we would be quick in like whatever, smart
you're
enough.
going down.
Dude, we would just go to the ground and be dead.
We'd be
Attached,
hoping,
still
you'd be like,
attached
nah,
to
that was the tree next to me. As you're,
We'd like to think like I got a plan for this, but in the moment of truth, we would just be dead.
we'd be dead.
We'd
We'd be
just
dead.
get ragdolled to the ground. I wonder if they'd find my 360 camera and you see it all.
It'd be on Instagram for sure. We would use it. We'd be looking for the 360.
Great. Fantastic.
All right. Well, this is
Just make sure my family gets the money
this is the
from
best.
the viral Like it would end up on some sort of like.
You know what, Justin?
thing.
We'll do it for you.
I
Buddy.
want them to get the $500.
Brandon, if something like crazy like that happens, we'll
find the 360 footage and sell it. Give the money to my wife and kids.
Fair enough. We would do that for you, buddy.
They can help pay for my cremation.
We got you
And then
covered.
just chuck me in.
All
a
right,
lake
it's
somewhere.
November. There is a lot of good hunting yet. You have all of November. You have all of December. There's a lot of good bucks to be killed. We got to do our jobs.
I'm not feeling that way. You never know.
You
Everyone
just got
says.
done telling me a story. Oh, can you hunt there? Or those rules, those parameters? You probably
I'm not hunting there, no.
Okay, well, that's not going to work then. All right. Get out there and hunt. This is the time to do it. Put in the extra hours, just because that's what I'm going to be doing right now.
I tried that on Friday. I sat all day. I saw one deer, and it was right at daylight. I had a deer come past me in the dark.
That is tough.
And then right at daylight, I saw a buck, and I was like, hell yeah, brother. Here we go. Today's the day. They're going to be everywhere. Never saw another deer the whole day.
That's miserable. That's hard. I give you credit, 'cause I'm going to tell you right now.
I got down at lunch. I walked to my truck, ate a sandwich, grabbed something to drink, grabbed my decoy, and went right back out. So I was out of a tree for maybe 30 minutes.
Wow.
Something like that.
There's no way, dude. If I get to 11 o'clock and I didn't see one.
Yeah, but I'm like, I keep telling myself the longer I sit here, it's going to happen.
I've been there before. I know.
Like, I just got to, anytime now. And then it gets dark, and I'm like, huh, how about that?
That's painful. Did you listen to anything? Did you do anything?
No, I just probably scrolled through Reddit way too much. Is probably what I did. There are some crazy ass people in this world, dude. You think that like within your sphere of people that like you've heard some crazy stories or you know some people that are just a little different than you, and then you get on Reddit and you're like, I can't believe these human beings exist in the world. It is a crazy place. So I'll say that
you
much.
got exactly 1 minute to just share one of these quick little stories. You got 1 minute. That's it. 1 minute. I want to hear this.
Well, there's like a confessions, like a subreddit confessions. And then one of the ones I read the other day was like, I found out I'm a child of incest. I was reading that one. It was like somebody found out their parents were like related as an adult. Like there's just crazy stuff. But there's a lot of really crazy political stuff on there. Like the anti-Trump crowd is literally convinced like he is Satan reincarnated and he is going to like be the demise of the world. Like I can't believe the things that they post, and I was like, dude, regardless of whoever wins this election, we're all going to get up the next day. The world's not going to catch on fire.
You didn't buy extra toilet paper?
Like, dude, just people are insane. Like they are crazy. They're like, if Trump gets elected, he's never going to leave office again. And I'm like,
what?
Dude,
They're only in for like 2 years.
There was a guy on there, like people that have stopped talking to their parents. There was a guy that said, I haven't slept a good night in 9 years because I've been worried about the MAGA movement. Could you imagine your life being so miserable that you can't sleep at night because you're just worried about Donald Trump taking over the world for 9 years? Like,
and cut.
This person just needs to go deer hunting.
We are ending it.
They need to find deer hunting is what they need to do.
Yeah,
just go deer hunting.
We highly recommend not coming.
Doesn't
to
it
the state
sound
of Illinois.
amazing? You could sit in a tree all day and not see anything.
Well, then they would be on Reddit just posting the whole time. All right, with that being said, folks, get out there and hunt.
Go on
Enjoy
Reddit.
yourself.
It's crazy.
And don't be on Reddit while you're in the tree stand. That's what I'm saying. That's it. Brandon, you want to add to this? You got anything?
Here's the other thing on Reddit. Hold on. Last thing. There's a bow hunting Reddit. Okay, so I'm in there a lot, just looking, and people are like posting trophy photos, like, "Hey, I killed one today in Illinois or Indiana, wherever." But they all post their pictures and they blur their faces out. It's like a thing. I want to go in there and start asking, "What the hell are all of you guys doing? Why is everybody blurring their face out? Are you like hiding from the government, or is this just like?" I saw everybody do it, so that's what I do. I'm like, I don't understand, dude. I want people to know that I killed this deer. Like, this is me, Justin Czar. I killed a giant buck. Look at me. Like, I don't want to like blur my face out. I don't understand why they do that
on YouTube. The next time we post a video, we're gonna do that.
the next time I kill a deer, be like,
we're blurring his face.
Nobody will know who this guy is. I just don't understand what.
That's what we'll do. Like another big buck was
It's
killed
like people blurring out their license plate in photos.
I got yelled at for posting my life when I did that.
Why?
I don't know why. Like,
Dude,
a couple people were like,
could
why would
drive
you do that?
past
Like,
the office,
That's what I thought.
and it's like what you got yelled at was unlocking your damn phone on the video. Now everyone knows your damn phone passcode.
Ooh. Whoa. I did?
Yeah, because you use 360 footage of you unlocking your. So you better change
I'm gonna
that.
change that right now.
That was Brando editor's fault.
You left that in there, Brandon?
I didn't realize that's what you were doing because I'm looking at the deer. And
Oh, oh, man. All right, now I better go to settings. Thank you
So
for
now
telling
we
me
all
that.
know your passcode. to your
Jeez
phone.
Louise, Justin, you could
I
have told
hope
me
you
that
don't use that
earlier.
for anything else.
No, I don't. Only for my phone.
Well, good. There you go.
You probably have it memorized.
I didn't even look at it.
Yeah. It's like 69 or something like that. All right.
Nobody will ever guess this.
All right. Now we're off to film an episode of Bowhunt or Die where Troy smokes one of my big ones.